If you want to overcome your excessive blushing, you need to be making sure that your eyes are set on the right goal. If you have the wrong idea of success, you will never overcome this. And you will continuously have ups and downs. You will have good times and bad times. You'll feel like you're losing progress all the time. And you're never going to fully get over this. And your problem will continue to exist. You'll always have anxiety and you'll continue suffering from embarrassment as well. So, I wanted to clear that up and I want to help you realign yourself and make sure that your eyes are focused on the true prize and that your eyes are focused on the right goal and that you have the correct definition of success that will allow you to overcome this blushing problem that you're dealing with. And I wasn't going to make this video. I was going to make this a TikTok, but it quickly became a very long outline for the video, and I was like, you know what, this is good enough for a YouTube video. And I was already outside, and I was feeling good, and it's beautiful out here, so I figured let's go ahead and make a video outside. So if you hear airplane noises above me and you hear cars driving by, I apologize, but I will try to make this very informative for you and probably shorter than most of the other videos. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Colin Clem. I overcame my excessive blushing over 6 years ago at the time of recording this. I dealt with it for about 10 years and I overcame it without using therapy, surgery, medication, or just anything. I just did it on my own. And I have never dealt with it since. And since I've been able to do lots, including speaking on stage in front of over 1,500 people with full confidence. And now I get to teach people how to overcome this as well and develop their confidence and leave this blushing problem as a thing of the past. And if you are interested in doing this with me to make this process much faster, much easier, much more enjoyable than trying to just use what I have in these YouTube videos, then I offer a coaching program where I can guide you through the whole process myself. And there's always a link below these videos or below the Spotify episodes for you to book a call with me or learn more about the coaching program. So in this video, I want to realign your sights on the true definition of success. So the mistake you want to avoid making is judging your success on whether you blushed or not. Okay. The goal is not to not blush. The goal is to stop fearing it. The goal is to stop letting your blushing control you. Okay. So it's not a matter of not blushing. It's a matter of being able to blush and still doing it anyway. And like taking back control of your life, because this thing is only a problem. This blushing is only a problem because you panic about it and you let it stop you from doing the things that you want to achieve in life. If you did everything that you wanted to do and you didn't care about this blushing, whether it happened or not, and it came and it went and you just didn't overthink it, you wouldn't be here watching this video. Okay. And that is the point that I'm at. That is the point that I help clients get to, is being in the driver's seat of their life again, feeling like they can do anything and that the blushing isn't going to stop them. Okay. Now, to get there, you need to make sure that your eyes are set on the right goal. Otherwise, it's easy to get distracted and you begin feeling like you're losing progress. I see it all the time with clients that I deal with. I see it all the time with people that I message on social media. What will happen is people will start applying the advice that I give them. They'll go into a situation that scares them, a situation that would make them blush. They use the mindset that I teach them about going in with the intention of facing their fear. I don't care what people think of me. I don't care if I blush. I'm just going to do this for me. I'm making myself proud. I need to start facing this fear. There's nothing to be embarrassed of. This is just how I am. This is just how I react. You go into the blushing situation with that mindset and you speak up or you give the presentation or you talk with your friends or you share the story. And afterward, maybe you blushed, maybe you didn't blush. Okay. But people will come to me and they'll say, hey, I followed what you said and I didn't blush. And I celebrate with them because that's awesome. And I love the fact that they actually applied the things that I suggested and it worked for them and they're so happy. And facing that fear is very difficult. And it's an amazing thing to celebrate. But the problem that I see people doing is that the reason they're celebrating in that moment is because they didn't blush. The reason I'm celebrating is that they did it even though they knew they might blush. And what I try to do immediately, as quick as possible, is I realign, I readjust their expectations. And I try to help them understand that the goal, the good thing that happened was not the fact that they didn't blush. The good thing that happened is that they took back control of their freaking life. Is that they said, I don't care if I'm going to blush. I'm doing this for me. And then they did it. That is the success. That is the success. And the goal moving forward for you is that you need to judge your success based on actions, not outcomes. You cannot control outcomes. You watching this video, me sitting here recording this video, we blush easily. Blushing is our stress response. Some people sweat, some people twitch, some people stutter. We blush. It's our stress response. When we get put on the spot, we blush. Okay. Everybody has their nervous twitch. Everybody has their thing. Some people don't. Some people, I don't know. Some people have this like, I don't care mentality that's just intrinsic to them. And that's just the way they grew up. And so they really don't care. And they're like never nervous. But I don't think that's a good way about going about life, to be honest, because then you really don't put effort into things. So I think it's okay to be nervous. And our nervous response, our stress response to when we're embarrassed, when we're stressed about something, is simply to blush. We turn red fairly easily. Okay. And that will happen for the rest of your life. It still happens to me to this day. It does not change, and it will not change. So stop making that your success metric. Because what will happen is people will, have this win, right? And then the next day they go into a situation and they're like, oh, I blushed again. Well, it's because you were celebrating the wrong thing yesterday. And you were focused on the outcome rather than the action. And I know it's a difficult change to make in your mind, but you must make this switch. You must focus on the things that are in your control. You cannot control your blushing, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you want to. What you can control is your actions. How do you respond to the blushing? How do you respond to the fear or anticipation of the blushing? Do you let it influence your actions? The more that answer is no, the less control that this blushing has over you. And the more it'll start going away. So here's what happens is you start going to social situations and you adopt the mentality of, I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this to become more social, or whatever your goal is, right? Maybe you want to be more confident. Maybe you have this goal of starting a business and you're like, I have to start getting over this in order to start the business. Whatever your reasoning is, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's getting you to confront the social situations and allows you to judge your success based on the fact that if you did it or not, rather than how you looked doing it. So if your goal is like to be a good communicator, it's like focus on speaking your mind, like focus on the message you're delivering, not how you look while delivering it. And you do that, you go into the situation, you do it, you get it over with. Maybe you blush, maybe you don't. Okay. But the success is whether you did it or not whether you blushed or not. And when you look back on the moment and you can say, I am proud that I did that. I am glad that I went into the social situation. Even though I blushed, I'm still proud that I did that. And I would do it again. If you can say that after the moment, that is a win. That is a win. A loss is saying, no, I think I'm going to blush. I'm not going to do that. I'm too scared to blush. What if I blush? Stop. Those thoughts, those are what you have to start beating. And you beat those through action. Okay. You'll have those thoughts, but you don't have to listen to them. You can say, I'm going to do it anyway. And then you feel proud of yourself for doing it anyway. And you start to take back control of your life. And and when it's a situation where you get thrown into it, it's all about how you react to it. When you start blushing, when you feel that blood rushing to your face, the question is not, or that's not a loss. Okay. When you feel those anxious thoughts setting in, that's not a loss. I just filmed a video 30 minutes before this about panic, and that you have these involuntary thoughts of, oh my gosh, you're starting to blush, you need to leave, whatever. And you just start freaking out. Okay. That's not in your control. And that is not a loss. You can still win that situation, and you can still make yourself proud by reacting in a way that would make you proud. Judge your success based on how you react to that. Do you then dart out of the situation? Or do you sit there, you stay calm, you reassure yourself that you're going to be fine, that you're not going to die from blushing in front of people, and then you continue having fun. You continue the conversation, you continue answering their questions as they're asking them, and you get through it, and you remain composed. Okay. If you do that second one, you can still say afterward, I'm proud of how I acted in that moment. I'm proud of how I handled that. And when you make this your success, when you define your success based on how you act rather than how you look, you cannot lose as long as you continue acting, even though it's uncomfortable. And so that is the big switch that I need people to make, is the win is not whether you blush or not. In fact, you kind of want to blush to start getting more comfortable with blushing in front of people. It almost like helps to start getting used to that panic setting in and learning how to calm yourself down and realizing it's not a big deal. You're freaking out about nothing, and that you're going to do it anyway. And if you can practice that over and over and over, you can't lose no matter what happens. And I think this is really what could, because what starts to happen is you stop wondering, did I blush or not? And it's like, you start judging your identity on something other than the blushing. You're judging your identity based on your actions, and you're judging your sense of pride on something that's in your control rather than out of it. And this, I believe, is the process of acceptance. I hate telling people to accept their blushing, but that is what you're doing. Okay. I hate telling people that because it's not clear on what the heck that means. I've never understood that. People telling me I need to accept it. I'm like, what do you even mean? Like, how can I just accept this? This means so much to me. And I'm starting to come to the realization that acceptance is simply the process of shifting where you get your sense of identity. Let me explain. So when you start judging yourself and judging your identity based upon things that are in your control instead of the things that are out of your control, you stop caring as much about the things that are out of your control. And that is accepting them. When you're not focused on them, that is accepting them. Okay. I don't think acceptance is like this, oh, I love myself type thing. I really don't think it's that. I think it's like you just stop thinking about it as much and you just start realizing I can't really control that, but I can control this. So I'm going to focus on this. I think that is acceptance. At least for me, like I've just never been able to do the other thing of like being, actively accepting this. But at the same time, I do still encourage people to say, this is a stress response. There's nothing I can do about it. And that when you say those words, that is kind of that form of acceptance. So maybe a little contradictory there, but essentially, I think it's the act of focusing on something else rather than the thing that you're currently so obsessed with, which is how you appear to other people and the blushing. Okay. So moving forward, remind yourself that the goal isn't to not blush. The goal isn't to not blush, because you're always going to blush from time to time. Okay. So you need to stop judging your success based on the outcome of that. And instead, the goal is to stop letting that fear control your life, right? It's to stop feeling ashamed of something that's not in your control. And so you need to focus on your actions, focus on your attitude, focus on your mindset, stay calm, stay composed, stay in the present, don't run away. Don't let this fear that's creeping in control your actions. Don't let it stop you. Face it. Speak up. Give the presentation. Do a freaking good job. And then be proud of that. If you blushed, you blushed. Who cares? But that is how you win, and that is how you can never lose. And so there's no such thing as losing progress if your measurement is on your actions. That would be like going to the gym for a month and then missing a day, or not even missing a day, showing like still showing up and then feeling weak and like not being able to push as heavy and then saying I lost progress. It's like, no, what? No, you didn't lose progress. You just like felt weak today. Like the win is that you showed up and you still went through the motions. You still gave it effort. That is the win. If you do that consistently over time, you can never lose. So that is just something I wanted to get off my mind is just you need to change the question in your head. The question isn't did I blush? The question is did I face my fear? The question is did I let this stop me? Okay. So yeah. Stop judging your blushing, your success on whether you blush or not. Instead, judge it on how you respond to that blushing or that fear of blushing. I hope this video helps you. As always, you can book a call with me if you want to get coaching from me on overcoming this fear of blushing. Much faster, much easier, much more enjoyable than trying to do it on your own. There is always a link down below. Otherwise, I will see you in future videos. Bye-bye.